Why?
I'm good.
Alright, yeah, we're good.
It's recording, by the way.
Oh, it's recording. Oh, we don't have to wear black for man. We in
Alright, whenever you guys ready, go ahead.
Yo, do we coordinate this? Everybody's in black.
Safe,
right? Safe.
Maybe I don't know too by now.
You want to wipe off my hat?
Yeah,
Like, cause
I got something on.
Is it like have something on the side?
Yeah, and high definition right now, so.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, now worry about the wrong things.
No, I think let me turn it around. Let me see it turn it around.
Turn this up.
Let me turn it around. Are we recording? Let me know. Alright. We recording. Alright. Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Like, I was thinking about this episode when I went to the UK. And I sat with my cousins and we were talking about like, he was talking about life, and then we were talking about, I know it's gonna be a big why, but fatherhood. And we were also talking about like the roles that our fathers have played in our lives. I guess I could start with this, because that's basically what the topic is, if you haven't really guessed. It's the role that our fathers have played in our lives. And I think the stigma is that fathers for us weren't there. For me, I can definitely say that is not the case. My dad was there. Yeah, man, big up yourself. My father was there for my entire life. So I have to give thanks for that. My parents got divorced 1992. Dad moved to Jamaica in 1993. I followed him in 1996. I think it was very important that I moved to Jamaica at that time. I didn't know it, but it definitely, I've always said it. I've said it to everybody. Jamaica saved my life. I was going down a trajectory of where I would have definitely got in trouble, serious trouble in high school, secondary school. Definitely moving in that direction. Sully. Yo, the Shane dog.
Sully.
The Shane. I don't like Sully, you know. I don't like Sully. It's more the Shane. Sully.
The one that look like him?
Sully is tall, man.
Short one? The one that look like
no, man. Sully is tall, man.
The Shane of the shop.
Okay.
The Shane of the shop, man. But yeah, fathers have played my dad's played a definite big role in my life. Even before my parents were divorced and he was living in the UK, I remember we used to spend Fridays, Saturdays, who boss? Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays I was with him, and he treated me well. I was definitely spoiled.
I wonder who that is.
But I loved it. I loved being around my dad, you know? I guess what I want to hear from is the other guys. What was your experience? Because I feel like my childhood experience was great, and a lot of my friends' childhood experiences, especially with their dads, wasn't that great. And I just like to, you don't have to delve as much as you want. I know it's going to be touches, so delve as much as you want into it. I'm not going to pressure you, but where should we start? Well, I always say we should start right to the dealer, and I'm the dealer. So, is it left to the dealer? I think it's right to the dealer.
Left to the dealer.
Oh, it's left.
Yeah.
All right, Sean, you can start.
Well, you and I, we became friends in high school for the same nonsense. Mm-hmm. You know, I am very grateful. My parents are still together. My dad's been there for me, you know. I don't have negatives in that sense, per se. But what was there for me was I was a very entrepreneurial kid, you know. And I got myself into mischief in different ways. And I guess for me, where my relationship with my dad was just having that support, you know? Like, I always wanted to run some type of business. I remember I wrote my first, business proposal in fifth form for a party. wrote out sponsorship letters, everything, registered the company at tax office, everything. And then went to my dad to ask for money and got shut down. He's like, you're a kid. Like, what do you know about running a business? And it was kind of sad because I ain't going to lie, I put a lot of work into that.
How old were you in perform, Sean?
16.
16, all right.
Yeah. And the crazy part was, at the end of the day, I sold the party idea for $5,000 after.
Yeah.
5,000 Jamaican dollar?
US.
Oh. Well, okay.
How long after?
3 months.
3 months after that?
Yeah.
So what Pops had to say about that?
I never addressed it again. What was I going to say?
Did he give him any of the money?
Huh?
Did he give him any of the $5,000?
No, I kept it to myself.
Why would
Making
you?
sure.
Why would-
Yeah, making sure.
Yeah.
Making sure.
No, I kept it to myself. I was pissed, but they made money off of it because they ended up doing a party series like 5 years later with the whole concept
Same
at
concept.
the hotel too.
Damn.
It was a weekend party that they held at the all-inclusive hotel.
Okay.
Yeah,
Blue.
yeah.
Nice. So, I mean, one thing I would say is that it's rare, sadly to say, it's rare that most of our parents, I don't think, are together, and it's rare, and you have to really give thanks that your parents are still together, you know what I'm saying? That is,
I know.
that's
I'm
very commendable. That's, that's great. That's dope. That's,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, okay. So you had a fairly good childhood.
Yeah.
With your dad. You have good memories and stuff.
Yeah, grandparents, everything.
Yeah,
it was great,
yeah.
They were pretty cool at creating those moments for us to go up to the house.
Yeah, big up.
Pool parties
That's what I'm saying,
that we had in high school.
Oak Ridge.
Yo,
Big up mommy and daddy.
Yeah, definitely. It was a vibe.
They helped build some of my childhood memories for sure.
Add mine out in this.
Yeah.
Well, their thing was they rather know where I was than not know where I was.
Yeah.
So if it meant going buying alcohol for the whole of week, they would go buy alcohol.
And those parts were the vibes too, I remember them for sure.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, I was grateful, yo. But,
Okay.
yeah, man.
RB.
I'm not joining via satellite. I'm actually the same room. I promise. It just looks like that. But yeah, I would say I'm wait, I don't know what to categorize it as, but my parents are divorced. Were divorced.
When did your parents get divorced?
When did that started around, I want to say like 97, 98.
Okay.
Around that time. So like during my Arden High School,
yeah.
first
Farm
farm,
type of
second
thing,
farm.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course it was mommy and daddy in the house. I grew up with that, what was it for focusing on relationship wise? Yeah, I wouldn't say that my dad and I were on some I love you and this and that close kind of bond. It was more raising you to be a man kind of thing. But my dad, as I'm older now and I'm looking back at it, I don't know if it was intentional, but he's more of a lead by example kind of man. He's not going to tell you how this and that, but he's going to show you. Mm-hmm. So, growing up, I always saw my dad in leadership roles. He was always a manager of somewhere. As he walks in the office, everybody's high major, this and that. And I'm like, okay, I'm looking at that as a normal thing. I wasn't looking at it like, yo, my dad is, whatever, high up there, whatever you may call it. I just figured that was a normal, what was it? Example, or it just seemed like, okay, that's a normal thing.
Yeah.
So as I get older now and I'm working and I'm in whether a corporate world or wherever I am, I'm like, whoa, that's something that's a rare thing, So more lead by example in that term, in a professional sense. And then in personal life, my dad, I don't think I've ever seen him upset.
Really?
No, I've never seen him upset. So wow. I realize that a man can still command respect without being upset or showing anger or people are in fear of him. They're respecting because they're afraid of him kind of thing. No, it's not that. It's literally
That's
that.
you. You are your dad.
Yeah. So I'm more fiery, I feel like. I can get more fiery than him.
Okay.
No, you're just a little bit more sassier.
Sassy, huh? Sassy. Okay.
Bunch of fiery.
But what was I gonna say? I was just talking to my wife here. She's witnessed this, that, you know, even to here, I go Florida. I'm living in Florida, and even if I'm just calling somebody on the phone and they're Jamaican and they hear we have the same name, not even Junior, just the same exact name. Story goes, my mom, that was her doing. You know, she said it will benefit that's a whole nother thing.
Hold on. You're the same name, but you're not a junior.
I don't know.
You're a junior, right?
Not even a second, just the same name.
You spell different?
No, it's the same. It's just
Same
Richard Reese.
middle name, everything, right?
Yeah.
Oh, same middle name too?
Everything.
So you have to establish it as a junior?
No, it's just the same name.
They're the same person.
The date of birth.
So, as of recent, we've had my wife and I have experienced this. I'll call somebody or I'll talk to someone on the phone and I say my name. They're like, okay, cool. And then after I'm like, I know that name sounds so familiar. I'm like, all right, cool. Why? Or, I'm not going to say, oh, this and that, but it comes out and unravels that, oh, that's your dad, oh, this and that. And I'm like, all right, what are they going to say now? And they always say, well, I have a story about him, I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Because my dad is a character, and it's always some kind of, he saved me when I was this and that, or I needed this done and he came through for me and this and that. I'm like, whoa. So now, just the other day I went to the Bank of America in Coral Springs and I'm talking to the lady about signing a notary. And then she's like looking at the name and she's like, I know this and that name. I'm like, okay, whatever. Oh, that's your dad, whatever. And then, he's a man of stories. That's just to cut a long story short. Yeah. I feel like it's big shoes to fill in a way. You get me? Because I don't feel like anybody can really say stories about me like that unless it's my closest friends, not strangers, but closest friends perhaps.
Yeah, so that's a life left.
Yeah,
that's interesting. So do you feel like you said it's a big shoes to fill? But is that what you're basically saying?
Yeah.
So
definitely.
do you feel like you need to fill it, or do you feel like you're going on your separate path?
I have my own path.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
Right.
I mean, I could never fill those shoes. I mean,
Right, yeah.
army man, I'm not even in the army.
But did you ever have the pressures of I need to follow in those footsteps?
Yeah, I feel like
because
I'm doing that for my daughter. So she's looking at me in that light.
Yeah.
You get me? So I feel like that's the whole moral of the story is you're not trying to impress or fulfill your parents, whatever their plans for you are, but you're going to use and take the good values from my mom and my dad and, try to emulate that for your kids, and they're going to look at you in that light. So that's the accomplishment for me, my daughter, doing that for me.
Would you guys say that you're similar to your fathers? Like kind of like a mold of your father? Or do you guys all think you're different?
I see similarities, definitely. But I hear it more from other people. You're just like your dad, and I hope that that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I'm the only son, so
Yeah.
My demeanor is like my dad.
yeah.
And as I get older, I'm beginning to realize more and more.
I have a lot of similarities to him, but very different approaches in how we say and do things. But
What makes all your parents?
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think for me is my father. First, I'm going to tell you guys this. I love my father to death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I grew up with my father. My father and I had similar interests. So we spent a lot of time together. You know what I mean? So, not to get too personal with my family life, but I was the sibling that was into the things that he was into. He always had trucking company and stuff like that. And I loved trucks from the time I was a little kid, the way they sound, all that stuff. So I looked up to my father on a certain level, right? I was a kid that when I had time, I want to come to work with you. You see me? Can I come to the office and see what I want? I remember there's a summer where I literally put on old clothes and went to the office so I could get under the truck with the mechanic to see what he was doing. That's the kind of relationship we had, right? So we spent a lot of time together. Also similarities to what you were saying, RB, right? He's an exemplary man to society's standards. You know what I'm saying? He works very hard. Lots of people have good things to say about him. You see me? And I look up to him because certain things that are his strengths, I'm working on in my life, right? The man has the ability to just make something out of nothing, right? And he's always positive and I look up to those things. You see me? So like for my father, like he's been a very good influence to my life. And I'm grateful to have him be a part of my life. You see me? So far I've heard we've all had our father as an influence in our lives. And we'll give thanks for that. You know?
And your parents are still married.
And they're still married as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
And they're still married as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Not left for that. That's good.
How long your parents been? How long your parents been married for?
Almost 50 years?
Yeah, it has to be.
Like
50 years?
Probably like 47 years, something like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
How long? You know that?
It's 40 years this year coming.
Oh, dope. That's
Real parents too.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
What I will say is like, you know, fathers, like you say, you led by example. You see me? So as you get older, you kind of understand, like, you know what? He did the best that he could to raise his children. And it was by leading by example.
You know what? You touch on something there that's, for me, something that I am very grateful for is, like, I think about what they sacrificed.
Yeah.
Because, like, bro, we live in this life now. And we were afforded these opportunities based off of sacrifices they did. And I know my mom likes to remind me of this quite often, you know, what credit card bills used to be, you know, but it's special to be able to have or afford the choices that we have now. You know, like the fact that so many of us live here in Florida, who've moved from Jamaica and like made all these different transitions, you know, like it's a big deal, you know, like I couldn't imagine what life was if I was trying to make it alone just in Jamaica. That is my only opportunity. I 100% would be not who I am in this life right now. If my only opportunity was Jamaica back in the day, because I would have gotten in trouble for sure.
Do you know what's funny? I'll let Stefan speak after this, but you know what's funny?
Come on, take your time. We have time.
We always say this, and I keep on stressing this, guys. As much as we say something bad about Jamaica saved my life. Because
Mine too.
if I didn't leave, like I left, I even was thinking about it today. One of the hardest things I did in my life, when I left Arden, I went back to England for sixth form for 3 years. And for 3 years was absolutely a flipping waste of time. I got in trouble with the law. I got done for fraud. I remember when I came home, when I came to Jamaica, went to Jamaica on holiday, and my mother called me and she says, there is a letter here from His Magistrates. His Magistrate. Right? That's not good. So I said, hey man, we can open it. So the first time she opened it, it was actually jury duty. So I was like, yes. Because I knew I got done, you know. So what happened is that we used to sell, and I can talk about it now, I don't care. I used to sell...
Limitations are good?
Yeah, man. A good one. I used to sell...
What got done?
I know, I'm still...
Oh, got done means you got caught. You got caught.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to sell travel cards, but they were like they were travel cards that have kids' names on it, and I was selling it to people that were in college. Travel at that time was very expensive, and we used to sell travel cards for a pretty decent price. We used to make decent money from it. And one day we all got nabbed on the bus. I remember we all got nabbed and I was like, oh, damn. I knew I was going to send a letter, but I didn't know how long it would take for it to reach my yard.
So it's adults using a card.
That's for
children because the fare is cheaper.
The fare is cheaper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, check your wallets. Everybody have a wallet on them?
I know, right?
So I got done for that.
Real life story right here.
They came on the bus and they called all of us. And they took down our names, our information and stuff. And I was going on a trajectory where it was just bad. So I knew one of the things I had to do again was go back to Jamaica. And as much as we talk bad about Jamaica, I keep on saying it. Jamaica saved my life.
Yes.
Because if I was in England still,
That's why I say you're right, the Shane, because the Shane had to do the same thing. Like, you had to flee
they had to flee.
London.
Don't give too much of that away. I'm still on like the fifth episode.
That's like the first episode, bro.
No. But I'm not gonna talk about it much. But seriously, Jamaica saved my life. Moving, spending time with my dad definitely was key for me at that age. Definitely was key. And yeah, as I said, I can't thank Jamaica enough for doing that. In fact, it's not just Jamaica. My friends that I met, you know what I'm saying? My friends that I met during high school and stuff. It was because I went back after going to sixth form in the UK because I knew I still had that foundation of friends that were in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? So I felt comfortable going back and stuff. So it was decent. But yeah, that's enough for me. Ryan, I'm not sure if you want to say anything more.
I mean, I think we'll cover more as we go, but man, let Stefan talk.
Mine I got long in pause.
Whoa.
Why? So, I lost my father in 2019. So that's what's going on 4 years because he died the day after my birthday. But personally, I think I am exactly like him outside of the religious piece. Because he was a businessman and a pastor too. And he was a damn good father. So my parents were never together, but I can't remember a day I didn't see my father. Even if it's for a few hours, I can't remember a day I didn't. And then when I was about 10, I went to live with him. And when I lived with him, this man cooked breakfast every morning before he took us to school. Every morning. And we had a helper, but he knew that we liked his cooking, so he would do it. So no matter, so wake up early and cook. And when I talk about the eggs and bacon, I talk about ackee, saltfish, corn, pork, liver. So that just speaks to how much he cared or how much time and effort he put into fatherhood. I feel like I'm going to be long because I'm getting points from everyone, but my father was this big personality, this big loving guy. If you've ever got the opportunity to meet him, like if you see him, you hug him, he smiles. Me and my father kissed on the lips up until first form, because I was going to first form playing Pepsi, and of course, all your peers would see you like, yo, dog, yeah, kiss, man. So, of course, he saw the jeering and we spoke, and I was like, all right, yeah, man, we can do the forehead piece.
It's time.
And every morning you get a I love you. Every night you get a I love you. Every time you hang up the phone, you get a I love you. And that's just the type of person he was. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the type of person I became. And I have 2 sons now, and every opportunity I get to say, I love them, I do it. To the point where my eldest now says it without thinking. Mm-hmm. It's just like, all right, bye, daddy, love you. Mm-hmm. All right, daddy, have a good day, love you. You know, and it feels good to know that, hey, I instilled this in this person, because that's what I had, you know? So, my father's a character. I mean, he was a bishop, but I don't want to say he wasn't a saint, but we all sin differently, right? So, I mean, he's human, and I'll leave that piece there. But when my father passed is when you actually had the opportunity to just think and sit with every life lesson you've gotten, because you'll never get a call. You'll never be able to pick up the phone and say, hey, daddy, how you do this? And of my mother, my father, and of course my stepmother, who I love dearly, he was the closest adult to me. Somebody I could go and tell anything to, whether it be work, women, money, whatever the case. I could talk to him was pretty judgmental and very churchy, but he'll never shy away from the truth. You know, so hats off to him. I think he did an excellent job. I couldn't ask for any more. My parents weren't together, but I didn't feel like I had any less than anyone else.
Or from a broken home. Or...
Yeah. And I mean, a broken home is relative, right? You've got people who are together and the family is dysfunctional, and you have people who are apart and they make it work. So, I mean, there's this saying, it's like, love will always be love, no matter where it comes from. And you might have a father figure who is exceptional to you in the event you have an absent one. But, I mean, I had a very present one, and I'm grateful. And I think that's it. I think I'll leave it
That's
there.
amazing, though, because five of us talked already.
Yeah.
We spoke already. There's other people in the background, and we all had our father as an influence in our life.
Yeah.
And I'm saying,
Not
everybody.
Minus one.
So I can speak for the.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. But
And if you have any questions for me, just ask me.
So I mean, I can speak for the non-father. Well, I mean, I feel like you guys are, to me, the exception. All these men with fathers in their lives, that's crazy. I feel like that's actually more rare than not. And I never had a father. I honestly never met my father. I've seen pictures of him.
Which you showed us today.
And I showed you guys today pictures of him.
Hey, and he actually looks like you.
Yeah,
You look like him.
I think I'm like more handsome than him. I don't know. I like literally just don't know the man like that. And last
you never met him?
Never met him.
I mean, is he still alive?
Don't know.
Oh, you don't even know.
Like literally, I've never met this person.
Yeah.
Do you care?
I don't think I do.
Yeah.
And like, it's been brought to me a couple times, like, oh, why don't you go look for him? And why? And I'm like, why is the burden on me?
The burden ain't on you, bro. It's
Why
not
is
on
the
you.
burden on me to
No,
look
it's
for
not on
him?
Was there ever interest at one point too?
I think probably when I was like, maybe like 11, 12, I was like, oh, I'm going to find him and we're going to be this big family and all that stuff like that. And it was just
Like the movies.
yeah. And then after a while, it was just like, well, why? Like,
You're doing fine right now, yeah.
if anyone had more opportunity to find somebody, it would be him to find me.
Right.
I mean, I was a kid for, how many years? All those years he could have found where I was.
Yeah.
I didn't move around that much. So, and I think that, honestly, I don't want to say that. I don't think I lost anything from not having a father.
Yeah.
I grew up around all male cousins.
That's what
Okay,
I
that's gonna ask you if
And-
you have Mel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
I mean, my grandmother raised me.
Did you have a father figure?
That was
The cousins, right?
I think my cousins, more than anybody, would probably be the male role models or the male figures in my life, But other than that, like, I don't see any other male figure because, like I said, my grandmother raised me.
Yeah.
So my mom died when I was 10.
What
So-
about grandfather?
No, there was no grandfather.
I don't know either side.
So yeah, it was just grandmother. That was it.
Yeah.
Grandmother and male cousins.
Yeah.
And that was all I was left with. And I don't think honestly, I don't think it affected me, but I know everybody's different.
Yeah.
And some people that it doesn't work out the same for them when they don't have that kind of, guidance.
For sure.
But then again, my grandma was like a G though. Like she wasn't like, Miss Patsy May, like just an old meek old lady. No, my grandma was like, drive bus, like deliver babies. Like she did it all. Like she was like an all around type person. So it was just. I feel like maybe if she was more, feminine, and maybe I would have turned out different. But she was she was tough. Like she was
Yeah,
a
to hold down the
tough
fort.
old lady.
Yeah.
So you know,
Big up to your grandma.
Probably had to
still.
be.
yeah. I mean that too. You know,
Yeah.
she probably had to be, and she probably adapted herself.
That's obviously that's your mom's
Yeah.
mom, right?
Yeah, my mom's
Yeah.
mom. Yeah.
Stu, have you
Speaking of
heard?
exceptions,
Oh, go ahead.
I feel like you might have to answer right back, but I feel like you're an exception because I in a situation where there's no father figure, not even to the
Yeah.
point where a grandfather or like you know or uncle. Yeah, I don't know if you mentioned, but just how you turned out, I feel like that makes you an exception.
Yeah.
Exception.
Yeah, meaning how well he turned out.
Yeah, yeah.
Kudos to you,
Yeah.
Stu. Serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, I was gonna ask you, Stu, like, have you ever heard stories about your pops? Like, do you know anything about him, or you just weren't interested at all to go down that path?
So I would say I've heard a few things about him. I know he's in the Navy, or he was in the Navy, U.S. Navy. I know that he was a helicopter pilot. And that's it.
Yeah.
And he lived in Texas at some point.
You have his
That-
last name?
Literally, that's same last name.
Same last name. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did somebody tell you that, or did you find that out for yourself?
My aunt told me.
Was he like in the Navy once, like while you were a baby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have other?
Don't know.
You know, I'm thinking like
I might have like a whole like because on my mom's side I have one sister, so I might have a whole like 5 or 6
Oh, next
brothers
set.
and sisters on the other side, and I just
That's
would
crazy.
never know.
That is
Right?
crazy. They
If,
don't know.
if he has other kids and they never even thought to maybe like reach out to you or
Oh,
maybe
that's
maybe
true.
they never even
That's true.
Sometimes it's all their children.
yeah, maybe they don't even know about it.
Yeah.
Speaking of, what you guys feel
And
about
the thing is, they were married.
How do you know your father knows about you? That's probably a dumb question, but
They were
just
married.
to get the answer.
They were married.
Oh, they were married.
Yeah.
Married, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like
Wait,
jumping.
so
He just disappeared.
Yeah.
just-
he just left.
The man went to go get milk and he never came back. Like,
Wait.
But still, like, do you think there's a possibility? I know this is a touchy subject, right? But do you think there's a possibility that like
Okay, no.
life caused him to like
No.
no? So you think he's just as a
Trying to use bail like some kind of.
Nah.
No, I'm not saying excuse, but like
No, there's no excuse for that shit.
you know me, I always think about every other.
There's no excuse.
I'm not saying it's an excuse, but like, what if like something happened to him?
For so long?
Yeah, nah.
Like mental health wise or
We don't know. Like, there's so many where like
Because
there's so many things that could have happened.
Yeah, because I know there's instances where a woman can make it very difficult for you, and it's better you're better off
That's
being
one
not
thing.
being there.
That's
But
one thing.
what's so,
But-
so
if
so
you
long?
don't know you,
Yeah.
I
That's not
know.
what I'm talking about though. I'm talking about like something more a bit more extreme.
So I know from you guys, the ones that have kids, that there's nothing you guys wouldn't do to like, you know,
zero.
be around your kids,
Yeah.
be next to your kids. So I can't imagine a scenario like unless like he was on his deathbed or something. Like when I was 3
Yeah.
or 2, you know, like I can't imagine a scenario that a person wouldn't want to be with their kids. And I don't have kids, so I don't know that feeling, you know, of, you know,
That's true.
what it feels like to have a kid and have like a piece of you walking around, you know?
So what age? Up until what age did he leave?
I think
Yeah.
3.
Okay.
But I honestly have like no memories, of this person. I have pictures of him and my grandmother
Him
together.
and you?
No pictures of him and me. Just him and my grandmother.
Your grandmother's and your mom's.
My mom.
what do your mom say it was? Or does she give you any kind of
I know. So yeah, my mom never spoke about my father ever. My grandmother never spoke about my father. I didn't learn anything about my father until I was 33.
that would make me so curious.
Yeah, the curiosity. I know you're punching on Google something,
Yeah.
you know?
33. That's when I saw the first picture at 33.
There's so many Stuarts.
And my aunt was like,
There's so I know.
oh yeah, I have
so
a picture of your dad.
Stuarts.
I was like,
was
you
like
wait till I'm
yesterday.
33 to tell me you have a picture of
He
him?
sounds like he don't sound like no. He sounds like a man who has accomplished things,
Yeah,
done things.
a very
in his life.
accomplished person, like had his life together
Yeah, I was
apparently.
so
And,
curious.
I don't know. It's
Is that
just
why you went to the army?
no,
He didn't even
because I didn't even know.
He didn't know.
He just
Remember, I was already
Similarity?
by then. I was already 13 years in the army, or actually 15 years in the army.
Does your mom or anybody say that's some stuff your father would do, or
No.
Shouldn't talk about it. So I have another question, right? Like,
I'm not saying like I know that, but
Yeah.
has that ever happened? Like,
No.
no.
No one's ever.
For that matter.
And the crazy thing is, like, my aunt, she still lives in Jamaica. She said she ran into his sister in Jamaica. They were somewhere, and she ran into his sister, and she didn't. I don't know why she didn't think to
Tell you.
get the contact information
details,
or anything like that. And she's never seen them again. Like, she's never seen the sister again. And I was just like, man, that might have been the one opportunity right there, you know? So,
This podcast.
but still, to go back in time, right? Like when you were younger, growing up. I don't know, the spotlight's on you right now. You probably should be over here.
Right.
But
And we didn't know that would have put you here.
yeah, like when you were in school growing up and thing, did it affect you seeing like fathers picking up the kids, stuff like that? Like, did it affect you at all seeing like fathers with their children?
you know, I can't say it did.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know what affected me more? Mother's Day. Like, people with their moms and stuff like that. Like, that affected me more than anything. Because
After you lost
our
your
mom, me and my mom were like super
Right,
close.
yeah.
Me and my sister and my mom, like,
Yeah.
super close. Took us everywhere. Like, it was just, you know, she was a very present mother, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think that one affected me more because, like, when I moved up here, it was like, they were doing like stuff in elementary school. I moved up here in like 5th grade or 5th or 6th grade.
Because you actually lost someone.
Somebody who was there.
Had her and then you lost her.
Yeah, so it was like, oh, we're gonna make Mother's Day presents for our moms, and I'm just sitting in the class like, well, I ain't got a mom, so I ain't got that either. So we can count out Mother's Day and Father's Day. Like it was brutal for the first couple years. Like,
Still, I'm gonna hug you after this, bro.
oh yeah. It's cool. It's wild.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's why I was telling you guys, I think on our first podcast, like, if you have those parents, you know, and you know, even though you and your parents may be going through like differences and things like that, it's still important to, like, you know, let them know, like, hey, you know, I know, you know, we may not see eye to eye all the time or whatnot, but I rate you, you know, I appreciate you and stuff like that. I want to say if they were a good parent to you, but even if they weren't, you know, still try to find out what those reasons could have been, you know, and try to dig deeper into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually want to give kudos to something still, because listening to Stefan share, I thought I was rare where my dad would get up and make breakfast, you know? And like, just hearing how you were talking about it, like, I want to just acknowledge my pops for that, you know, and like your pops. Yeah.
Speaking about looking like
The man them cook better than the woman.
Yeah, like, my daddy sent me breakfast too.
And my challenge in the group is like, how do we, you know, build on something like that for whether it's your own kid, your nephew, your niece, whatever, right? But like, just listening to how we all
I think
had that.
I think subconsciously you do it. I mean, we're more focused on the things we didn't have, and that's what we try to give.
Yeah.
which for you, right? Like you said that your father used to tell you he loves you every day. I know my father loved me, but that's not the relationship that we had. He didn't tell me he loved me. Like, I don't think I can ever think of a time where he said that. And I understand.
I don't know no other way.
That's what I'm saying though. So like, I think you are similar, RB, where Pops never really said that, but like, we know that our fathers love us. You know what I mean? So like, when it comes to your children now, is that something that you're gonna push?
Yeah.
Is that something that you're gonna push to like your children know that, you know, you didn't hear that growing up? It's not something that you're used to or whatever, but you think that it was necessary?
I know it was there.
Do you think it's necessary too?
Yeah, I know it was there. But it's the norm, you know. I feel like certain things you just feel like is the norm, you know.
Yeah.
You grow and this is just how it is. No, as you get
As you get older now, then you start mad so things like, wait a minute. I just realized that, just hearing your story, sort of like, what? Like, kiss on the mouth and the forehead bump and everything there, like, that's foreign to me. I don't have a son, but then it made me wonder, like, how would I raise my son? But even like with my daughter, I say we have that relationship where I love you. Like it just rolls off her tongue, like it's like a goodbye, I love you. Like if we don't say I love you on the phone and at the end of a call, it's like, wait, hold up, you alright?
Call back.
But is that like a father-daughter thing?
No, but I never did that with my mom either. Okay. You get me? That was just not a word in my family. Like I love you. It's understood. Like why'd I have to tell you I love you?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, my question is like, do you think because you didn't get that growing up, you're doing that with your child versus like you have a daughter, right? And daughters tend to give more love than sons. Like, you think you'd be doing this if you had a son?
I wouldn't be on no lovey-dovey stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, actually.
I guess that's right.
But I feel like I turned out good.
Yeah.
It doesn't without that.
Yeah.
So you know what? Like, sorry to cut you. I have a friend who has, he has a son and he has a daughter, and you have your son. You're protective and you love them the same way, but like, go clean your princess. Just pick that up for me. Like the love you give to your son versus your daughter is very different, and that could be attributed to, or not attributed, but that could be why that brought so much out of you. Because you never had it.
Right.
And maybe it could just be, you know what? That's probably what you wanted when you were younger, so now you give it.
Well, I would say that my dad was like that with my twin sister, Raquel. So I saw the difference in I wouldn't say the treatment, but how he expressed his emotion. You get me? So he was like that with Raquel, but I already understood, like, say, well, I'm not saying that's how it is or it should be, but man no fake, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's how we grow up.
I can't do this with you.
Stefan, you love up your boys? Like,
yeah.
Kiss on the mouth. Still?
Kiss. No. So I'll kiss them on the mouth, but forehead, cheek, I'll kiss your belly, I'll kiss your chest. And because to me, you have little kids for maybe 11, 12 years. Because Christian's 10 now, and he's at the age where I'm going in the room and lock him door.
Crazy.
And play games with him friends, and then come out when he needs something. And it's like, I got the chance to redo it with the smaller one, but it's like, you know what? In X amount of years, I'm going to lose this guy. I'll lose him for maybe 5-8 years, and then he'll come back around as a man and be like, hey, what's up, Pops? Yeah, because...
But speaking of images...
Hold on. The reason why I came into the picture right now is because these experiences that you guys are sharing, I don't remember having these experiences. Like, I don't remember my dad telling me that he loves me. I don't remember that my dad ever kissed me. I don't have none of those memories, but I knew my dad loved me.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
he shows his love in different ways.
Yeah.
My dad passed away in 2018, right? And his way of being a father was, I respected it. He showed it in like, yo, as a kid, whatever you needed for school, whatever, like preparing your breakfast, stuff like that, he was always on top of things. But he wasn't a very vocal person in terms of with the family. Maybe in his job he was, because he was the chief accountant of Nissan in Jamaica at that time. So I'm pretty sure he has to be more expressive at work. But in a family type setting, he wasn't. But I don't have any bad memories of my dad. He was an exemplary father. He showed his love in the ways that he needed to. And both me and my sister felt that love. Because it's only the two of us as siblings. There's no other kids on no other side, nothing. It's just the two of us. And we both share the same sentiments. You know, and I just had to come in the camera and speak about that.
I was trying to say like,
that's good. It's present.
Let's try to say that you're the splitting image of your pops, though, like in the look.
No, definitely.
Definitely. You know what I'm saying? And is that the norm? I think that's more the norm than not, right? Fathers, Jamaican fathers, not really expressing the love vocally, but they do it in.
I feel so.
Like
my dad, I have memories of him cutting up my chicken. Like I can eat chicken off the bone if I wanted to. My mother don't do it for me, but when I'm with my dad, and we're eating it. He will take the time, and I'm just watching him, and then he's like taking the meat off the bone for me, and I'm like, that does make it easier for me, but you know, all right, cool, I'll take it.
love.
Yeah. So you never have to do that, but that's an expression of emotion, like, or care, you know?
True. Yo, I have a question for you though. Like, all right, we're talking about fathers and thing.
You're progressing this now, you know?
I know, we have to spice it up a little bit. But did your fathers ever talk to you about like girls?
Birds and bees.
My grandfather did.
Yeah?
I think it's a good thing that like 4 or 5 where you had like great experience. Because me and Super I did not.
Yeah.
And I knew him. And he was not really. So, I mean, that's it. So, you know, at least there's 5 to 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but girl.
Big advice don't get a lot of good press.
Yeah.
So, 5 to 2.
Yeah, the fact
There
that
were rooms.
so much of them didn't cook for so much E10 was a good example, is a big deal too as well. Because
Yeah.
the thing is, if we think about when we were growing up, like, I don't know how many of us would actually think that and remember your father in the kitchen. Right? But for so many people, they actually had an
Marina and
influence.
brief.
Yeah.
In the kitchen.
Yeah. You know?
Marina and brief and a towel.
One thing about my father I can remember too is that their Fridays and Saturdays will never eat food at home. He always takes the family out to eat. So he loves Chinese food. So whether it's Golden Dragon at Northside Plaza, whether it's the Chinese food restaurant Harvard Tree, he's taking us out to eat.
what
And he
I
was a
heard
steak
before,
lover.
yeah.
So religiously, like every Saturday and Sunday, we would go out to eat.
Yeah.
It's like a father's
Oh my
love
gosh.
Yeah.
That makes sense. If I'm always on the road, I eat. True.
Still open?
Golden Dragon? I'm not sure.
Push bar, right? Is
No, man, north side.
My father cooked too, but it was like in the latter years. But like,
never mind.
and I never answered my question.
What up?
What is that?
Did your
Oh,
fathers
good.
talk to you guys about women?
Yeah.
Nah, my dad did.
So originally, no. I think when I was a lot older, he would see people coming in and out, and then we'd have the discussion.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a, hey son, look out for this.
Yeah,
Hey son, this is why this is important.
Yeah.
Like we never had that. But I think going forward, I'm definitely going to have the conversation.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of things I would have done differently in life just if we had a conversation. Even with my older brother, I have an older brother, which in our latter years, we speak more often now. And I'm like, hey, if you would have given me this gem
When I was younger.
at 19, 18,
Facts.
my life could have been completely different.
Is that a cultural thing?
Would you have received it?
Yeah. I might not have received it at that time,
But it would have
but
been
at
in his
least
brain.
I have it.
Yeah, it would have been his head.
You know? It's just like somebody telling you, hey, come buy some Bitcoin. You know? You might not buy it then, but you might throw $100 in and leave it.
Yeah.
Kimani, you've been quiet, bro. What about you?
Did your father speak to you about girls?
No, but he used to see them walking past his window. But no, he didn't. I don't think he really. You know what's funny? So during that phase of my life, like when I was going to university and stuff, went to UA. I wouldn't say me and my father had the greatest relationship, but as soon as he saw that I was serious with Daniel, that's when the relationship with my father got way better. Like me and my father have a great relationship now, and I would say Daniel has contributed a lot to that. I think probably what it was is that he saw that his son now has a plan. He saw that his son was going in a positive direction.
Yeah.
You know, just bringing all over these random girls, you know.
Coochies.
You know, so I think that could have been a reason why, you know. But
All the exes.
our relationship definitely did get better
That's good.
when this young lady came into the picture. You know what I'm saying?
My life was different. My mother was the one that had all those conversations.
Really? Big up mommy, big up mommy.
My mother did.
I can see mom with
Yeah,
it.
none of my parents.
Bro,
No, I'm the same.
she
Nothing
wound
wrong
me
with
up
that,
with
but
the
see.
first girl that pulled up to my house. It
She did
was
what?
a very interesting day.
I should ask him about contact. Actually, I have to.
A certain female came to visit me in Jamaica.
This one at a part two
I
song.
was in Jamaica, and she decided to show up at my house at 7:30 in the morning.
A female?
Yeah, a female.
7:30 early still, you know?
Yeah, I
She
know.
came to your house at 7:30 in the morning?
Yes.
How old were you at the time, sorry?
I must have been like 18.
Raw, yo.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So many questions.
So I'm in my bedroom. I swear my brother comes to wake me up, and it's my girl jumping into my bed in my bedroom in my parents' yard.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dead serious.
She know no?
So I kick her out to the bed immediately because I'm not trying to die in my mother's home, and I run out to the room.
How did we get here? I know, right? Took a turn.
I was just like, yeah, came on. I was like, I'm sorry, Mom. That won't ever happen again. Door will stay open.
Wait, so hold on. Question. I have a couple questions. So this girl, when you were 18, I'm sure you were older than her, right? She was 17. She came to your house in the morning.
Yeah.
And she went straight into your bed?
Yeah.
And your parents were there?
Yep.
Where's she
And
coming from?
her father dropped her off.
Her father.
What?
Yo, bro.
Yankee.
That you're gonna to Canada?
She was going to your sister. She was going to your sister.
What do you mean, like her daddy or like her father?
Yo, bro. My mother looked at me. I was just like, I don't know if that was a smart one to have over.
No.
My sister walked out of her room, kissed her teeth. I went back in.
They sister know her?
Can't see like.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh Lord.
Yeah, it didn't end well after that.
Oh Lord.
My father never had to have a chat with me again.
Why do I feel like I know? Why do I feel like I know who this girl is? But anyway,
Yeah, well,
stop.
Again.
Stop. I know. I haven't done it in a while.
I know, you're right.
I haven't done it in a while. But yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Mom's had some real legit chats.
That's dope.
Yeah, I never had those talks. I moved in '98 to America, and my dad of course lived in Jamaica, so I missed out on that whole from 13 to where onwards.
Yeah.
Long time you live a foreign dog.
Yeah, from 1990.
Yankee boy.
So like, are you guys going to have these talks with your kids, your sons?
I was about to say, are you going to have these talks with your dads?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would definitely have those talks. Yeah.
I want to know like what she told her father to get him to take her to your house.
And bro, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Study buddy.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna lie. I swore I seen him in Jamaica once after, and I swore he was still ready to drive into my car.
Oh,
Why?
yeah.
He dropped her.
He dropped her off.
Bro.
Oh. That's another story. Okay. That's for another podcast. Okay. That's for another podcast. All right, so I mean, I don't know if anybody else wants to talk about the whole father situation, but I think it was a great talk.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as emotional. I think I know you held back on that.
Yeah.
But it was a great conversation. I think the main aim is to cherish your fathers, you know?
Yeah.
Because not everybody has them. Everybody has them in their life. They are important.
Yeah.
So if you're a father, just know that you're important. to your
Exactly.
child, and make the effort to be there for them.
Fathers, you are important.
Even if you only get a brief on Father's Day, you're important.
Yeah.
Even though you are,
Get that brief.
Yeah, no, you are important.
you are still the second parent, but you are very important.
Yeah. And we love y'all. Big up to the man them that continue to hold it down for their kids. And enough respect, enough love. Boys Brunch, we out. Like and
over and out.
subscribe and all do all that fancy stuff. Share with your friends. I want to get 100 subscribers soon.
Before the end of the year.
Let's get that before the end of the year. Let's get that.
If you're watching this and you're interested, send it to your friend them. Tell them.
If you made it this far, you probably need to follow and subscribe and comment.
please,
Factual.
please.
Factual.
And watch it back again.
And salute. And
Salute.
Running back. This was good. Good topic.
Another one.